Hey there, welcome to another Yield Battle Reps Battle Report. Another Mordheim one, and it's going to be my Dwarfs versus Dan's Undead, which we haven't seen yet. And they've played a couple of battles before, I think.
The Undead have played three.
Yeah,
so
3 battles, yeah. So Dwarfs played 2, Undead 3, and Undead have got some nasty surprises.
Yeah.
We've rolled for scenario, and we've got, was it Hidden Treasure?
Hidden Treasure, yeah.
Which is cool, because we haven't done that one before. So you have to search buildings, basically, and if you find the treasure and you get it off the board, you get a lot of good stuff. So it's going to be interesting, because my guys are slow, but then again, Dan's, some of them can't search, because he's got wolves, and he's got zombies and things, which are also even slower than me. Yeah. So we'll go over the war bands, and we'll get straight on with it. So my dwarves, here is my noble called Thrund. He's got helmet, sword, hammer and pistol. This is Garrick, the engineer. Crossbow, hammer, dagger. He's also got quick shot, so he can fire twice, and he's immune to fear, which will come in handy against the undead. A slayer called Draki. He's got 2 dwarf axes and master of blades. It's very difficult to hit. Another slayer who just has a dagger. In fact, that's all he has. He doesn't even have 2 daggers. I had to finagle some things basically to enable this guy to have 2 dwarf axes.
Yeah, so you can't have 2 daggers. You can't farm with 2 daggers.
Can you not? I think you can have.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You can have a sword and a 3 dagger, but you can have 1.
Oh right. But anyway, he only has 1 weapon, which is a bit of a letdown. But I think the reason I had to do it is to afford another person. So 2 troll slayers, then 1 henchman group, the hammers. They've got a helmet, dagger, and hammer, and 2 attacks each. And the last henchman group, the Grimbolts, have a crossbow, hammer, dagger, and +1 strength for their strength 4.
So my Undead warband is, I'm actually calling her Isabella. She's the Isabella von Carsten model. She's my vampire. She's got a bow, light armour, shield, a sword, and step aside. It's quite hard to do anything with. And I've got my necromancer. He's just got a 3 dagger and a helmet. His spell is kind of really good, but also kind of rubbish, because he can't cast it actually in the game. It's a spell of awakening, so if one of his characters, so one of his heroes, dies in this game, I get him as a zombie, which is kind of cool, and because you tend to all his stuff and everything as well. I've then got 2 dregs. This one here is John Dunn. I'm so original with my names.
You know the guy's called John Dunn in one of the other war bands.
I can't remember.
Weakland.
Maybe. John Dunn. Anyway, he's got double-handed weapon, a helmet and step aside. And then the next guy is Kevin.
Kevin?
Kevin, yeah. He's got a buckler and a sword. He's got 2 parries. First henchman group is my ghouls. They've got, I think they've got 2 experience. They've got +1 strength. So they're actually quite mental. And then got 2 zombies. They can't even gain experience. They're just as they are. 3 dire wolves. Again, they can't get experience. But I have got, this is from a previous game, an awakened zombie orc biggin, which is quite scary. He has actually got, I think, 2 axes as weapons as well.
Okay, so we've deployed and roll for first turn. My dwarves will be going first. You may notice this looks slightly different because we took this building out, well, because we weren't going to use that as a building, and then we realised most of the buildings are quite near to the deployment zones, so we thought it would be better to have a building in the middle, because it's all about searching buildings basically. We don't want to just find the treasure and run off necessarily. Right, so I'm going first. Okay, so it's the end of my turn 1. Throne moved up to this building, searched it, there's no treasure in there. I couldn't quite make it with this hammer. Slayers and the other hammer are moving over here. And then I've got a nice little battery of crossbows. Took aim at a direwolf. The engineer managed to knock him down, but couldn't kill him. So it's undead now, all spread out, and they're going to search these buildings. End of undead turn. These buildings, 1, 2, 3, have all been searched and revealed to contain no treasure. We've got a bunch of guys come around here, including the vampire who's moved all the way to here for going her shooting. Direwolf there. 2, I think there's a dreg and a ghoul there.
Yep.
To be honest, I'd get your zombies to double check these because, you know, zombies searching for treasure is not really the best idea. But so I've just got a couple building to search, and then it's the one in the middle. So basically, if the treasure's not in this building or that one, then it has to be in the middle one. Yeah. End of my turn 2. Treasure's not in here or in there, so we know it's in that building, and we know that these guys can get it. It's unlikely I'll be able to stop them, but I might be able to get my crossbows into position next turn to shoot the turn after, maybe. I've moved people up. This guy, my engineer, stayed in place to shoot the direwolf. He hit but failed to wound. That direwolf is behind that tree there. So it's just vampire, or undead now. Okay, so undead, the vampire actually can move so fast. It's moved 6, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
12 inches got her all the way from there to actually behind the building, and she's got the treasure automatically. Some other guys come behind it, so I can't shoot them. Got a couple of wolves coming round towards my slayer, but probably not going to be able to stop them getting off the board now with the treasure. Or they're half move with the treasure, aren't they?
Yeah, he's still with 6.
Yeah, still as fast as my fastest dwarf. In a dwarf's turn, no shooting because everyone that can shoot I think has moved or can't see people. Crossbow guys climbed onto the box, and I've got 2 guys who've got crossbows here, so hopefully I can cover a fair bit of the ground. But the vampire can probably still get away without being shot at with careful movement. I've actually brought the slayers up here to see if Dan fancies charging in against my slayer. That might be a mistake, but we'll see. He's got Master of Blades, so he's pretty good. Okay, so the vampire Isabella has got the treasure there and is running away, and I'm going to have to kill these things first. You have to shoot the closest thing, I think, don't you?
Yeah, the closest non-knockdown or stunned thing.
Yeah, that's not in cover.
Yeah.
So it's going to take her a couple of turns at least to get off the board.
Yeah,
so.
possibly 3.
Yeah, looks like it. And then we've got 2 things, a ghoul and a wolf charging in on the slayer. Which slayer is that? Draki the slayer. The other wolf coming up behind. Everyone else, like the big gun and whatever that is, what's that, zombie?
That's a ghoul in there.
A ghoul, yeah.
Ghoul and the awakened zombie there.
Yeah, and there's something over there as well.
There's a zombie and necromancer behind that building.
Just hiding, and they don't want to be shot unnecessarily. Yeah.
So finally some combat.
Bit of a brawl over here, hopefully next turn if my slayer survives. So the combat phase is finished, and in this whirling melee of blades and
teeth,
extreme skill from the dwarf, and just savage attacks from these horrific undead monsters, everyone missed with all their attacks, so nothing happens. No, my turn. End of my turn. This crossbowman had to shoot the direwolf, hit but didn't wound. I've just moved some people around, but this vampire most likely can just get behind the hill or the building to avoid all shots afterwards. Over here, Scowl, the unpainted slayer, charged in and killed the direwolf.
I just realised I've still got an arm save. Oh no, no arm save, isn't it? You're critical.
It was 3. Is that no armor?
Yeah, it's fine, yeah, it was 3.
Yeah, because you
could have an
6
armor
plus armor.
against the dagger, but there's no armor.
So he killed the direwolf, and the ghoul and the other slayer at a stalemate. So undead, now all retreating with their treasure, and the direwolf's like guarding the vampire against any shots. Yeah, everyone else just running away. It's just this combat over here. So the direwolf, rather than charging in, has gone back there. The ghoul knocked, stunned the slayer before I could attack. In my turn, I moved the engineer over. So hopefully next turn I might be able to kill someone. Took a pot shot at the direwolf with this guy and missed. What else? Oh, over here, Scowl has charged into the ghoul, enabling Draki to crawl away and avoid having his neck broken or whatever happens.
Yep.
But in the combat, it's a stalemate. So near the end now, the vampires almost made it off the edge of the board with these guys. the direwolf over here charged in and took out my slayer.
On a 6?
Yeah, on a 6, yeah, because one thing which hadn't really come up is dwarfs are twice as hard to take out. There's so many criticals that we get all the time in this game. Hasn't mattered before, but yeah, took him out. And this slayer is still knocked down. Right, end of my turn. No one can see the entourage with the treasure over there. So I've just turned my guys, got off all 3 of my crossbow troops at the direwolf, and everyone missed.
You went on 5s.
Well, yeah, because they're only ballistical 3. You need to get some extra ballistical on them or something. And the slayer has crawled, or stood up and then cowered inside this building because, well, it's going to be the end of the game next turn anyway, but I thought he should probably hide in there after his near-death experience. That's it. So it's now the end of the game because it's undead and the vampire walks off the board with the treasure. So that's it.
So it's just, yeah, we'll come back with victory outcomes and things.
Yeah, it's not been a good showing so far. It's the 3rd game with the Dwarfs, and I think they've lost all 3.
They have a lot. They've lost to Possessed. They've lost to Whiteclin. Now they've lost to Undead.
Yeah, I mean, I think 2 of the games were basically because of their movement. They're so limited. They couldn't do anything.
This was a bad scenario for them.
I think a lot of the scenarios are bad for them, but once they get a bit better,
that hold the ground, I think they'll probably be alright because they're harder to take out.
Yeah, once they get a bit better at their ballistical as well, they might be a bit more reliable at shooting. Yeah. So it's quite a short battle.
Not the most interesting one.
Yeah, it's probably
the more boring Mordheim game, but
yeah, certainly for these armies anyway.
Mordheim's a war, not a battle. So
yeah, but still fun to play Mordheim. So we'll do the updates and everything at the end of the video. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.